Hi there, here's just a quick little visual on how to work through a reducing balance loan if it's given in a table like this. It can be quite confusing looking at all this information that is supplied here. However, it's not too bad if you can visualize it. So what this looks like, we've got a loan of $1,000 and we want to pay it off to zero after 4 repayments. There's interest, there's payments, there's reducing balance, all this kind of stuff. But if we can visualize this, what this actually means is we've got a loan of $1,000. Okay, that's our starting loan. What banks do is they add interest. Okay, so that goes on top of what you borrow. So in this case, this interest was $12.50. So right now, what we actually owe is $1,012.50. Then what you do is you make a repayment. Okay, I'm going to call that repayment. Looking at the table, we make a repayment of $257.85. Now, what is this principal reduction? What this means is we've got a new value here. This is how much we owe at the end. So in this case, we still owe $754.65. This principal reduction is this. What we start at and then how much we reduce. This is the prim reduction. So that difference from what you start at to how much you owe after a payment, that's your prim reduction. This here is your interest, how much you pay in interest, and that's your repayment. So if you can visualize that, it's kind of a fee. You borrow money, a fee's on top, and then you make your repayment. So not all of your repayment is actually coming off your original loan. Then what you do is we've got to a stage where it's $754. So let's go back to do it again. So now we're at $754.65. Interest is added, and in this case, now it's $9.43 because we owe less money. And we've got a value, and then we make our repayment. So our repayment, and in this case, once again, it's $257.85. And then we get ourselves to a value of how much we owe, $506.23. Once again, that's your prim reduction, and then that's your interest. So just understanding how that works, it's kind of like a circle. You keep doing that until you get to $0. If it was, say, an interest loan, so not a loan, sorry, a savings account, so you had money and you kept putting money in, interest is added, and then you build on that by making a repayment into your bank, and it starts up here. And then interest is added and you make a repayment on top of that, a deposit on top of that, so it keeps on building and going positive. Just a way to visualize it, you can then calculate your interest rate from this, knowing how much interest you've paid compared to what you owe, so you can work that out as a percentage, that kind of stuff. You can get a lot of information. But if you can visualize it like this, it makes this table a lot easier to understand.